He's a director of a Center of Himalayan Studies, University of Delhi. So he is basically botany professor, but he is also dealing with the geography and history of Himalaya. So it's very challenging work to studying Himalaya within the system of Delhi University. And I'm sure that he will be making differences and he will bring in better outcome of his studies to the humanity and to saving Himalaya from the climate change. So I invite Dr. Sahu to share your views. Dr. Sahu.
Yes, good evening and good morning and good afternoon for the people around the world. Thank you very much, Mr. Raut, for inviting me for this interesting sessions which you are organizing. And especially this session is responsible education for responsible nation. This is a very interesting title. And like my previous speaker, I don't have a PowerPoint presentation because being a scientist, I always prefer to give a PowerPoint presentation. But I thought I will speak extempore because you can get a lot of information nowadays from the Google.
Yes.
So that's not an issue. But what's more important for me is to speak out my experience, which is very, very important. When we are talking about responsible education for responsible nation, for the nation building, obviously education play a very, very important role for shaping the destiny of a nation, also for building the nation and taking the nation to a greater height. So when we are talking about education, we are not talking about only education in the university or colleges or in the schools, but also, as you know, that education is a continuous learning process. My previous speaker spoke about the marine education. Let me tell you, I am a marine biologist by training, and I have spent almost 30 years of my life in the oceans, traveling different parts of the world. My first visit was to Antarctica, the no man's land. And when we are talking about environmental education, I take Antarctic as a baseline, as one of the cleanest, what you call the cleanest area in the world where you will find the pristine environment. I'll stick myself because the time is very, very limited, and how the education can actually save the future of a country. Friends, all of us, we know that we are going through one of the most difficult challenges, most difficult time at the moment because of the pandemic. And we are also facing the challenges from various fronts. These challenges are mostly in terms of economic, as well as social and medical. These three are big challenges which are going on. But beyond this, what I will say is we are facing one of the biggest biosphere crisis at the moment. And this biosphere crisis cannot be fought alone. It cannot be fought at the individual level, but it has to be fought at the global level. And that's very, very important, how we can actually fight this biosphere crisis so that we can save the planet world. I was the director of one of the Sustainable Development Institute in the country, which was located in the northeast part of India. And you know that northeast part of India, which forms under the Indo-Burma biodiversity hotspot, is also known as the third pole. We have the North Pole and we have the South Pole, and we have the Eastern Himalayas, which is basically known as the third pole because of the various region, and the amount of water it holds is totally tremendous. So what are those crises at the moment we are all going on? We are all going through this COVID crisis, and this pandemic is neither the first one nor the last one. We'll have more and more challenges which will be coming in the future. So we need to get ready by ourselves. As a professor, I take the class and teach the students at the master's as well as the PhD level. As a scientist, I do my research. As a policymaker, I take a part in the policy making. But what is more important is I have also a scientific as well as an academic responsibility. What is more important for all of us to join hands? You know that in India, we have made environmental education compulsory for the students. But what is more important for us is we need to move from environmental education to environmental action. And that is what I have been spreading the message through this new Center for Himalayan Studies, which was established this year. As the director of this institute, I started a major program in the University of Delhi, that each student which is taking admission from this year, if you have to get a degree from the University of Delhi, then now from this year, it has become mandatory that you must grow a tree, not that you must plant a tree, but you must grow a tree and you must submit a report. So to get a degree, whether it is an undergraduate degree or it is a postgraduate degree or it is a PhD degree, the very first year when you take the admission, you have to plant a tree anywhere in the country and geotag the tree, submit in your classroom, and then it will be actually monitored by your college or the university departments or your respective PhD supervisor. Why this concept came to my mind? Because while doing some survey across the country, I found some very, very interesting facts that when during the COVID crisis, the people are running from pillar to post for oxygen for their life, I found that tree plays a very, very major role. We know, of course, we know that ocean is the biggest supplier of the oxygen to the planet. But what is more important for us is to see that in India, we have only 28 trees per person. It's such a big country with 1.3 billion people, but we have only 28 trees per person, whereas the global average is 422 per person. Canada has more than 9,000 trees per person. Even country like Greenland has nearly 5,000 trees per person. Brazil has 146. Brazil has nearly 1,500 trees per person. So these trees provide a very good ecosystem services. And these ecosystem services is not only in terms of oxygen, but also in terms of livelihood and providing the biodiversity. All these things, the importance of the trees are well known. Because if we don't wake up right now, then it will be one of the biggest challenge. And We have the UN Sustainable Development Goal. In fact, in 2016, I organized a big program on the UN Sustainable Development Goal. It's not only the Sustainable Development Goal conferences or seminar. Actually, I built up single-handedly a sustainable development model in a 50-hectare farms where you can have rainwater harvesting, where you can have the recycling and reuse, where the people can come and take their trainings. You have integrated development of an area, and which is actually based on the zero waste concept. And that's a wonderful model which has been established in the Northeast Himalayas. But what is more important is when we started planting this tree, I thought if it is done by only one university, it is not going to solve the problem. So I requested the other university, and you'll be very, very happy to know that a couple of more universities, because when I'm talking about the University of Delhi, it is one of the largest university in the country, which caters to the people from different parts of the country. So we have around 500,000 students who are registered every year. That's almost 500,000 students. And we have another university which has also quite a large number of students. So one of my biggest mission now is to go as a green crusader and also enthuse the students from across the country to go for a plant a tree program. It's not only plant a tree program. If we need to actually have a green and clean planet for our future generation, there is no other alternative. So what we are emphasizing is, at the moment, if you are in a coastal area, plant a tree, which is very important for the coastal region. If you are in Himalayas, you plant a tree in Himalayas, which is suitable for that particular area. Now, this is going to be a very, very big movement in the country. And my target is this per capita tree availability of 28 per person should be doubled in the next 5 years. So in 2026, we should be able to have at least 56 trees. When I'm talking about trees, I'm not talking about herbs and shrubs. So this is one program which is action on land. There is another program which I have started. I have just 2 more minutes.
Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I have another program. This is a Asia Pacific network amongst 13 countries, mostly Asia Pacific region, where we are going for underwater forest creation in different countries. Basically, when I'm talking about underwater forest, we are going to plant millions of seaweeds on below the ocean, because after the biggest challenge is now carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, but also there is an equal challenge about the acidification of the ocean. The third biggest challenge is going to come from the nitrogen. So my concluding remarks is, it's not only the action on the land, but it is also the action in the sea, but also the action in the water. Our rivers are polluted, our lakes are polluted, our lakes are diminishing. So we need actually a combined actions at the school, college, university, even at the citizen. When I'm talking about the education, we need to also educate our citizens first. And when we are talking about citizens, they are from different walks of life. It may not be a formal education. So this can only happen. We can see a better and cleaner world when this can move as a movement, where the help and cooperation of everyone will be needed, starting from a child to the parents, to the teachers. And it's not just in talk, the action has started on ground. We started a big movement on 15th of August this year, which is India's 75th Independence Day. And I'm very happy to tell that In that program, a large number of teachers have participated and the program is on. And I'll be very happy if you can join with us. Please write to me, go to our website in the Center for Himalayan Studies, and you will see the success in the next 5 years. Once again, thank you very much for giving me this chance to share my viewpoint.
So thank you, Dr. Saho, for connecting degree with the tree. So I'm sure that